When I was 20, I went to therapy trying to figure out how to fix my relationship with men. Because my belief out of survival was I'm better off men than with men, which was a belief to get through my childhood, which I already knew before I've gone to therapy. Maybe some of you know this feeling that you go to therapy and get out and just analyze more and are more lost than before and question more than you questioned before and question who you are as a person instead of actually having the results you're trying to gain. And in reality, a belief shifted is just a choice when we choose to shift it. But often we hold on to it to protect ourselves because we do not have the proof yet that it's safe to shift a belief. Because beliefs often shift when embodiment happens, like a change we didn't believe is possible, for example, but we experience the possible, then we know, oh, it's possible, which is an embodiment. Most people don't experience this by seeing someone else has it. But this is off topic. Either way, since I'm 20, I was reading so many dating advice, how women are supposed to appear, what attachment styles is what I lately hear, and maybe you feel also lost about what your attachment style is, and we don't even realize when we start dating, we get lost in what kind of attachment style am I? Instead of dating like we did when we were 20, just dating. Then we get lost on YouTube, watching more videos how to fix the relationship, or we get lost on Instagram how to fix it instead of dating. What means dating? Getting to know someone. How can you get to know someone? Curiosity. When we stop to put our own insecurities by side but get curious in the other person, then we can start date, get excited, and keep excitement in a relationship like a friendship when we are actually curious about one another and have communication, have things we can exchange. However, other layers are I've observed myself. Pretty honestly, I'm pretty radical when I'm observing myself. And I observed patterns in other relationships, and there's important energy dynamics of feminine and masculine. Of course, there are differences in men who are more masculine, which is often from a wounded perspective, like being stoic. It's not necessarily masculine, it's from a wound, which is fine. When you have the opposite energy, it can balance it out. But yeah, I've been observing these patterns, going pretty deep in under the layers of our own insecurities. What's underneath it is often the imbalance of energies, which is why many relationships fail, not out of insecurities. I think these are superficial layers, in my humble personal opinion. Because when we get our focus outward, our own insecurities go away. And a relationship is an energetic exchange, like any relationship. And if there's an imbalance, there happens frustration. When a man doesn't feel like he can be the man, and when a woman feels like she can't be the woman in the relationship, there's an energetic imbalance that something went wrong. Like not leading, which means setting directions where a man wants to go, is an energetic exchange where a woman can relax. It's just like when a taxi customer sits in a taxi driver car and the taxi driver starts to drive. You can relax. But if the driver never starts to drive, everyone is going to wonder, is this ever going to start driving, or are we going to sit here? Or am I supposed to get a new taxi driver who gets me to the destination I want to get? And this is not only about the destination to get, a relationship is built, but if there's no direction, just to have a rational example how women view the world, to get a better understanding how women think. If there's nothing, we know it's going somewhere, we are going. Or we are starting to drive. And this is one huge mistake many guys do. So if you're watching this, just do it. Just start driving. As soon as you realize you're dating a woman who's sitting in the car waiting for you to start driving, start driving. Because it's going to backfire on you later. Either way, even if you're insecure now and wondering about where it's going to go, or you want to figure out who she is, you can do this on the way while you're dating, instead of sitting in the car and waiting. That's the best piece of advice I can give out.